Okay, hello everyone. Beautiful beings of light. It's wonderful to gather here today. So thank you so much for being here at the Virtual Goddess Channeling and Alignment Circle. So today it's a big day, a lot going on, a lot for us to unpack in this session today. So it's just a great opportunity to come together and find that grounding and centeredness and strength that we can tap into at any moment in our daily lives. That's what we're cultivating here. In the quantum light practice, we work with the idea that we are multi-dimensional beings of light. We are aware of that truth, that we are multi-dimensional and we are able to communicate multi-dimensionally. And we play in different dimensions in our daily life according to our perceptions and our beliefs and our state of consciousness. So we do this work with that awareness that we are co-creating our reality and we are choosing the dimension that we experience at any moment. So that's the skill. It's a skill that we're cultivating at this time of global transformation, extraordinary transformation occurring, extraordinary pressure that many of us are feeling. And that is, again, an opportunity. We have to see all of this as an opportunity. Today, we're going to talk about alchemy. We're going to work with an activation that is called divine alchemy. And alchemy is an ancient art that was practiced in Egypt and in medieval Europe. But we're going to tap into some of these teachings, mystery teachings that come from Egypt. And so behind me, you can see the temple at Karnak. This is a temple complex in Egypt. And this is the temple that was devoted to the goddess Sekhmet. And Sekhmet is a very powerful, transformative goddess from the Egyptian pantheon, and she is a lion-headed goddess. And so you will see her depicted that way with a feline head and a human female body. And so that is her iconography. And so there's this temple in Egypt that is devoted to her. And you can see that there's a lake. And also you can see that there's an obelisk, which is a tower that's pointed to heaven. And so that's a very sacred place in this temple site. And so we're going to be drawing, because we are multi-dimensional beings, there's no time or space in the inner quantum field. And so we can draw from and tap into some of these energies. It's like an energy vortex that's emanating certain divine qualities and archetypes that we can tap into and absorb and integrate into our field. And these qualities then can assist us in our expansion. And again, we're bringing everything into present time and into our daily life. That's what's so important about this work, that we're receiving skills to navigate whatever occurs in our daily life. And then we actually activate certain qualities that assist us to create the reality that we want to experience in our daily life. So let's just take a deep breath and just allow that to sink in. You are a creator being, a multi-dimensional creator being. So that's the understanding that we have. That's where we begin with this work, that we are multidimensional beings of light. So let's just take a deep breath and just allow yourself to receive that wisdom and that awareness of who you are inside of you. So we're just going to allow ourselves to receive. And then bring your attention to the base of your spine. This is the root chakra. It's a very powerful energy center in your body that rules your physical well-being. So take deep breaths. And we're going to do a little bit of a clearing here in the root chakra. So we're going to call forth this violet flame, a violet ray. So you visualize violet, the color, because each color is a facet of light, and violet is a very potent, purifying vibration. So just allow that violet to come in through the crown of the head, into your body. And you can see it like a tornado whirling through your inner field, spiraling through the inner field into the root chakra and cleansing that area of the body. So the root at the base of the spine, the sacral chakra as well, the creative center of the body, the reproductive organs, and the solar plexus. So we're allowing that violet flame to move through those areas, the lower three chakras. Any fear or anxiety, just allow it to come forth. Any just unrest, just a feeling of unrest or feeling out of sorts, just allow that to come up, to be cleansed with this violet fire. And then bring your attention, you're focusing on the root chakra, and then you allow a line of energy to move through all the layers of the earth. You make that intention and you anchor yourself in the core of the earth. So there's a line of energy from the root chakra moving through all the layers of the earth to the core. And you say hello, just say hello to Gaia. And then she responds. When we put our attention on the core of the earth, she responds to us. And you can see this energy rising up through that connection. This diamond white light, it's the ascended vibration rising up through all the layers of the earth into your body. This earth energy. It is pure and pristine and clear. It feels very, very light and clear and pristine. And immediately you start to feel like a stillness come in to your inner being, the stillness, this nourishment, support. And then we're going to open up the crown of your head and to receive the cosmic light. And we're working today with some galactic beings of light that are coming forth, star beings. And it's a blue ray, a beautiful blue ray of self-realization, of self-awareness that's coming forth in through the crown of the head. And it's moving through the third eye, the brain, the throat, the heart, and merging with this earth energy, this diamond white light, an infusion of light at the heart. And so your energy, you can be aware of your energy. There's a movement of energy from your body to the core of the earth. It's descending into the earth. And then there's an energy that's rising up as well. And you're holding those two movements inside of you. And so this is the infusion of matter with spirit. So be aware, be focused on the heart as these energies integrate inside of you, bringing balance into the inner quantum field and alignment, what we call alignment. And that means that we're aligned with the core of the earth, our own heart, and the cosmic light. And this is our alignment, which also has been called heaven on earth, or as above, so below. The obelisk in Karnak represents this alignment as well. So we're going to just call forth that vibration of the obelisk in Karnak. To infuse our container, this sacred container of our circle, where we're going to do this powerful work to come into deeper alignment with our divine union. And in this work, we're emptying, it's like we're emptying ourselves of any energies that are obstructing our vision, that are obstructing our union with the divine, that these energies and dimensions, they can even be dimensions that we tap into that are founded in separation. And so in this work, we become more and more aware when we choose separation and when we choose union. We become more aware that it's our choice. And this is how we become the creator beings that we are, because we can choose. And we have many, many opportunities to choose union at this time. Okay, so Sekhmet's coming forth. Sana ini shinake shake soko swaha nai nai shinake soko. So just receive, we're going to receive a light language transmission from Karnak to calibrate the circle so that we are all synchronized with each other. We're all contributing equally to what occurs here in this circle. Sonoa nai ini shinake chike sokoro aha. Nai skini shinake chiki sokoro. Sonoa ha nai ini shinake chiki sokoro. Sonoa ha'a nai ini sinake, shonoa a nai ini sinake I shikisokoswa. So the first message that's coming forth from Sekhmet, this wisdom teaching, sonoa ha'ana shonokoaha, from these adepts in Egypt, these initiates that, you know, they would spend their lifetime going through initiations to serve in the temple at Karnak. So this growth, this expansion that we're experiencing, this growth, some of us call it the ascension process, moving from separation consciousness to unity consciousness. This process is not about morality. It is not a moral issue. It's not about being good or being bad. It's not about being right or being wrong. It's not about being honorable or being selfish. So this process is not about morality, because in alchemy, we work with polarities. We work with bringing balance to polarities. So we become aware that we are everything. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad, sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. So there's no polarity. We include everything, and we can hold all of those experiences. And we're also aware that each individual has had different experiences in their lives, education, culturally, in family. So what may be morally wrong for one culture or one individual may be morally right for another individual or another culture. So so these ideas and beliefs are very subjective, and they're based on your individual experience, your education, in social conditioning. So what may be very, very right for you may be considered morally wrong for another individual, or even another group, or another culture, or another nation, or another planet. So the teaching that we're receiving is that as we become more expansive, we become more inclusive. And these moral, strong moral opinions and beliefs soften and unravel, and then become part of this oneness, part of the wholeness. So we bring balance to polarities. And so in this way, we work with different polarities. We work with light and shadow. We work with masculine and feminine. We work with fear and love. So these are different polarities that we can move in and out of. They work together, so we don't get rid of one of them. It's like we move, we dance. It's like a dance where we can move in and out of these different experiences, different vibrations. So okay, so the next message that we're receiving, she's not messing around. It has to do with control. So, and division. So the main purpose of some of these, one of the purposes of creating strong moral opinions about what's right and what's wrong has to do with, actually, underneath that, creating an energy of division Because the minute you're right, someone else has to be wrong. In order for you to be right, someone else has to be wrong. So the purpose is to create division and separation. Because then in this dimension, there's a group of people that are right, and there's a group of people that are wrong. And then always the people that are right thinks that the other people are wrong, and vice versa. So everybody thinks that they're right. So everybody has the idea that they're right. And that the other is wrong. So the only purpose of this, because as we said, there's so many different perspectives. All these perspectives are very subjective. So it's not that so just bringing up a little bit of confusion is coming forth. So just allow that to clear. We're going to call forth the violet flame. Take deep breaths. Socorro noa ana inishnaki inichniki sokoshuanai. So again, going back to the teaching of dimensions, so that we're multi-dimensional beings of light. And we are in this container of oneness. So that inside of us we contain everything. Now, but there are certain, but are we acting on everything? Are we manifesting all of these states of consciousness? No, we are choosing the states of consciousness that we exist in, that we play in. We're choosing our reality. So it's like the states that we don't choose, they go dormant. They are included back into the oneness. They are not active inside of us. So that is the work. And then we activate energy streams that are nourishing, that are creative, that are supportive. So we're not fighting, and we're not changing any energy stream. We're simply unplugging from energy streams that no longer serve us, allowing those energy streams to be included back into the oneness and the wholeness that includes everything, the darkness and the light. And then we activate energy. So there's no resistance to what is unpreferred. And then we activate, we open to energy streams that match our vibration. So another part of this work, very important part of this work, is the purification process that occurs as we're bringing in more light, as we're activating these divine qualities and receiving these vibrations from dimensions where these beings of light are vibrating at very high frequencies. And as we're communicating with these beings of light, we're receiving light, we're expanding, we're able to hold more light. And then the shadow qualities come forth. The shadow qualities are revealed in this process. And then we use the quantum light frequencies to transmute, to complete energy streams that are no longer serving us. Sokura onoa anai ni seneki shakoro anai. Sokusuaha ana I shenako soroa. Soskoro sunako hanai. Soskoro anai chikisoko soroa anai. So take deep breaths. And again, we're bringing forth the violet flame. We're doing a big clearing today. So calling forth that violet flame. So we recognize that we are the light and the dark, and that these polarities work together. Because when we work with our shadow, when we bring our shadow into the light, we bring our shadow qualities to the altar, to be seen, to be loved. That's the work that we must do to come into alignment and be able to hold space for transformation. So just allow that violet flame to move through your system, completing some of these patterns of being right, of being wrong, of other people being wrong, of other people being right. So the alchemical process is an art that was practiced in ancient Egypt, and it's about the processes that occur to transform certain carbon. So for example, coal, the way that coal becomes a diamond, for example, or in medieval times, there would be they would work with like a base carbon, and they would work with transforming that into gold, precious metals. So, and there were many different processes that had to do with pressure and heat, working with the different elements. And that pressure and that intensity would create this movement, this shift in the molecules, the molecular structure of matter. So it's a metaphor for what we're doing with our physical vessels. And many of us have been exposed to or talk about, the crystalline grid, becoming crystalline. So the frequency of the body raises. There's like the raising of the vibration of the body, the raising of the vibration of the physical vessel. And we do it in different ways. Many of us have chosen certain diets to do that we feel effects when we have, when we eat certain foods that have a certain vibration, that affects our physical being. There are many different ways to do it in different traditions, like sweat lodge, where you're sweating and you're using heat, and you're, there's in a sweat lodge, there's different cycles, and where the intensity of the stones escalates. And the teaching is to hold space as the body processes the effects of that heat and the water and the sweat and the vapor. And the body is processing all this engagement with all of these processes. And the teaching is to be still and allow and endure. There are different initiation processes in the that people have been doing for centuries, in the jungle, where they take, they work with a guide and they take a plant medicine, and that medicine has a purging effect on the body. So the body purges, and then there is a visionary state that occurs, and the individual receives teachings from the plant after the purification occurs. So there's a purging, an emptying of the vessel, and then there is a filling up with new frequencies of light. So many traditions have these different purification processes. And in this quantum light practice, and in our channeling and alignment circle, we do it with energy. We do it with activations. So we work with Gaia as well. And the vibrations that are emanating from different sacred sites. And we work with those vibrations. We bring them into the inner quantum field, and those higher frequencies immediately trigger a purification process, an energetic purification process. And the teaching is that no matter what is going on in these different ceremonies that can be very intense, especially when it's a group, somebody may be going through a very intense healing process. And then that's the call to action for the inner activist. That's when we hold space. We assist the divine by creating a stable environment with our energy, so that being can go through what they need to go through without interference. They have space. We're holding space. Okay, so we're holding space for transformation. The more that we purify, the more that we come into the light, the more that we stabilize in these high frequencies, the more we have the capacity to hold space for other beings who are going through their purification process. So take deep breaths. We're just going to allow, again, the violet flame is coming forth. Allow that violet flame to spiral through your inner field, cleansing, purifying, recalibrating. Aligning with the divinity that is you. Coming into alignment with your own divine self. So focus on your heart and allow something to come forth in your heart, some place in your life, some area in your life where you feel that polarity and you feel division. And that division is creating suffering. That division is creating some kind of separation. Contraction. It's creating like a contraction. So you open, you have an amazing experience, you're open, you feel grounded, you feel connected. And then there's a contraction. So that's when the shadow comes forth. We do the purification work. And again, there's an opening, then we open more deeply, open. And so we can bring forth to the altar something in your life that may be recurring, that may be something that you're struggling with at this time, and in this sacred space, this is the opportunity to bring it to the light. So you call it forth, whatever that is for you. It's different for each of us. And we're going to call forth so much patience and gentleness as we take a look at this as well. Being very, very gentle with ourselves. Again, knowing that we're everything, that we have the shadow and we have the light, and that the shadow is part of the light. The shadow leads us into the light. It's that pressure of experiencing the shadow that then catapults us into the light. So it's part of our growth. So we're just calling forth whatever it is that you are ready to acknowledge and integrate. And it can be a feeling. So vibration comes forth as a feeling. So tap into the emotion of this. Is it frustration? Or is it impatience, judgment, any of those kinds of feelings? And just allow it to be there. And we just allow it to be there. We're just observing it. And just by observing it, we're bringing it into the light. We're bringing it into awareness. And sometimes that's all we need to do, is to just be aware and to offer acceptance and love to whatever situation. It's a fragmented part of ourselves that became fragmented oftentimes from a moral judgment or a projection that this part of us was wrong. This part of us is not acceptable. This part of us needs to go away. So it becomes fragmented. So we're calling back these fragmented parts of ourselves, bringing them into the light of the violet flame to be purified and integrated and loved. And when these parts of these fragmented parts of ourselves are integrated, we feel a release of energy, like we feel uplifted. Because we don't have to use our energy to keep these things in the shadow, to keep these things oppressed. So that energy that we were using to keep these things hidden or to manage them is released. So then we become uplifted. We feel energy. We feel revitalized. And then when there's nothing to hide, when there's no part of yourself that you're ashamed of or you don't want people to see, then you can become visible. You can be seen for the being of light that you are. You see yourself. And calling forth the cosmic light, the Syrian star beings coming forth, the cosmic Christ vibration, this awareness of the divinity inside of you. Your identification with that divinity inside of you becomes your identity, becomes you who you are. You're in union with your own divinity. So receive that blue ray of self-realization. So you can visualize again the blue ray coming in through the crown of your head, spiraling through the inner quantum field, bringing the left and right hemispheres of the brain into balance. Completing patterns and activating new energy streams that are nourishing, that are supporting you from this moment forward, supporting you in attracting the perfect people, places, and opportunities. That there's a vibrational match. A positioning of all the hundreds of energy streams that you could choose. You're choosing the energy streams that are supportive of you, that are the most conducive to you fulfilling your destiny on the planet at this time. Sukuro onoa anai ini chineki 222, Sukurua ha 1111 ascension codes, Sukurua ha anai ini shineki positioning, Sukushuno surua ha anai ini shineki shaku, Suskuru sunokua ha anai ini chineki chaku chakurua, Sana ine shineki soko surua ha nai. Shoskorosunoaha ana, chinikini chikarosunoaha ana, sana ana ini chinikini chikaroaha ana. And the sounds, these are codes. The sounds These are frequencies of light that are assisting to integrate the new energy streams. So kuaha'ana, it's nothing to understand in the mind. In fact, it is to allow the mind to step back from the process and allow this divine energy to move through your system. So in a way, it offers a pleasurable experience to the mind to receive these sounds so that the divine can do the inner work without interference. So kuro sunoaha anai shinaki shinokoro sunoaha nai. So skoro sunoaha anai. Sonoa nai sono sonoa. Shoshkoro ha ni I chikichikoro sunoa. Sokoro aha anai ni sinaki shinoko surai. Shonoaha anai I sinaki shinoko. So it works just the same way that a mantra will work, where this sound, this divine sound, is recalibrating the inner field. While the monkey mind, where the effort, the trying to figure it out, the trying to make it happen, all of that is suspended in that moment of the light language transmission. So we just relax and receive. Hanai hanasana I chana eseke ichikora ana ene kenecheke sokoro ha ana isnaki soko. This is the Syrian goddess Stargate, the feline beings of light. Chonokoro no ana hine cheke cheko jodoha hasana kine ichike chikora hasana I sonoa. Sonoskurushuno kuaha a ni I kichikenene ke echikene chikono chunokoroha. Nine chicken shiniki sonosunosunoaha. Shanaki shikushu kuaha ana sanai. Shanai shiniki. You are a divine being of light, incarnate, Sokuroa, in sovereignty. Shono shunoaha ana chiniki shinokusuaha. Sovereign beings of light, sono shinoa, meaning that you choose. You are creator beings and you choose your reality. Shukuruaha anai ni shinaki shinokusuaha nai. Sokuruaha anai ni shinaki, from a place of surrender and acceptance to that divine light inside of you. Shukuru shinoaha anai siniki sinokuruaha nai. Soskuru sunoaha anai shinaki nichinakuruaha. Saskini shinaki sonokuruaha anai. Soskuru sunoaha anai. Surrender to union. Sokuruaha anai siniki nishinaki shinokuruaha. And the divine light within you. Sokuru sunoaha anai shinaki shinokusuanai. And how do we surrender? We allow, when these shadow qualities come forth, we allow the process, the unraveling, the acknowledgement of the shadow, the awareness of the shadow, feeling the vibration, the emotion that comes forth when those shadow qualities are revealed. We feel those feelings. Sokurua, we allow ourselves to be with those feelings. We surrender. And in that surrender, those energies, those frequencies dissolve into the oneness. They're integrated. Sokurua, they're no longer fragmented, but they are included with love into the wholeness of who we are. Deep breaths. We'll just have some silence now as we allow all of this to integrate and to receive your own individual message from Sekhmet. Align with the divinity that is you. We're offering thanks, gratitude to the sacred site of Karnak, the temple of Sekhmet, the Syrian star beings, the violet flame, and the ascended Gaia. Thank you. Okay. So you'll continue to feel the processing, the integration of this alchemical experience that we had today. So again, be very gentle, quiet, spend time out in nature with your feet on the ground, in the earth. That's very helpful as well to stabilize and continue the integration. So again, as much time as possible in nature. And because so much was cleared from the physical body as well, again, you're going to continue to process. So another really good thing to do is salt baths, sea salt baths, because that pulls out some of the energies that you're releasing. It can accelerate the cleansing process of the physical body, which sometimes takes a little bit longer because the body vibrates a little bit slower than the spirit. And so sometimes the body needs a little more assistance to move the energy. So that's sometimes we'll have some symptoms that come forth. And so again, patience, it will shift. And so spending time in nature, so you're consciously releasing into the earth will receive you. And then also these salt baths and drinking a lot of water as well, because that also assists to move the energies through the physical vessel, because a lot occurred with the body in this transmission. We worked with the violet flame several times, and the violet flame is a very potent purifying vibration. So it will continue in the next few days. And again, remember to call forth the cosmic light, to practice alignment, to work with your grounding. And always Oh, thank you so much for all these beautiful comments. Immense gratitude, appreciation, and love for this beautiful sacred space. Thanks to all who are here. Deeply grateful for being here. Beautiful souls. I love these sessions. Wonderful. Yes, I love being with all of you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. And be very, very kind to yourselves and patient when things come up. Patience is the key, because this transformation takes time. These patterns are very deep rooted. We've been doing them for a very long time, and it's going to take the time that it takes to move through all of these energies of control and discomfort and the different things that are coming up for different people with the situation in the outer world. So I'm here if you need any assistance. You can contact me through Messenger. You can contact me also through my website, quantumlightpractice.com. And also you can, if you would like, a private session as well. There is a way on my website, Quantum Light Practice, where you can schedule a visionary inquiry, which is a complimentary one-on-one private session. And also you can also schedule, if you would like to go deeper privately, we can schedule a 45-minute channeling, a private channeling. And so there's different offerings there. So you can check that out on my website, quantumlightpractice.com. So is there any question or any comment, or anybody would like to share anything before we close? Okay. Great. All right. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day, a beautiful week, and I'll see you again. We'll be together again soon. Much love.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.